again. Want y'all to know, being excited. Every time that it's a taping, I get excited 6, 8, 10 hours ahead of time because I get to bring y'all meat. And I want y'all to know I'm giving y'all meat, non-filtered. It ain't no cut on and giving you 100% meat. And today, we're back again with Real Talk by ReMarcAble. Part 3 of the Hustler's Ambition. But I want y'all to know, you gotta have ambition if you're gonna be a hustler. Remember, we're not living by the street code of hustler. We're living the true definition of Webster and Encyclopedia's The Word of a Hustler, which is an enterprising individual that's want to soar to the top and to get their life in a better position. We plan to move our decimal point 1 or 2 digits, at least a minimum. And so through these tapings, that's what we're going to continue to talk about. My pastor said the reason why he continued to do the same message over and over because you haven't even caught the first one, so why should I go to the next one? But I want to make sure before we move on to the next topic that we get and be totally convinced on how to become a hustler. A hustler, you should be able to get everything in life that you want and that you have a predetermined mission and a goal of what you want to reach for. And so in order for that to happen is you got to spend time with yourself. You got to write your goals, your dreams, what's your passion, what's going to motivate you to get that. Well, I think I shared in the first taping my motivation and my passion for me becoming a hustler's ambition is to generate enough wealth that will survive through generations and generations and generations to come. The Bible said a wise man leaves inheritance for his kids. So I'm working for my grandkids because I want them to be able to have something in their life where they don't have to compete in the secular world and get the door slammed in their face after they went to college, and that their granddad spent all that money and they got to compete with someone else and say no, that this position has already been taken or they don't qualify. But in ReMarcAble life, I created ReMarcAble Enterprise, which is multiple streams of revenue that was inspired by my pastor by a teaching called multiple revenue streams, that you need a minimum of 4 revenue streams to be successful in the so-called recession. If you got multiple revenue streams, when you got one that isn't working, you got others that you can depend on. So with that, that's what we came up with, the heart of a hustler, that you gotta have ambition. And ambition is very, very important in an individual if you can capture it, because there are so many other things that will create distraction that ambition will go right by you. You never even knew you missed that opportunity. So that's why in these tapings that we're going to show some small little key things to help you to generate the hustler's ambition, to show you how to create motivation, to show you how to find your drive and to have a passion. Because if you're not passionate about what you're going to do, when you on that road to try to create success, it may take you longer than some other ones and you may lose that passion. But you always got to stay motivated. You always got to find passion and create it in your life so that you don't get bored, you don't get burnt out. And you could do that through several different ways. For me, I love being by myself. And I like to get by myself so I can hear myself think, so I can listen to my heart. And that's when I could create some of the most creative strategies that will generate wealth. And like I told you before, there's multiple avenues that I be on to try to retrieve revenue. And that's when you come up with the heart of a hustler, because you gotta have a heart that's gonna pump to make you be motivated, to be strong, to continue to go day after day after not being successful the days before. But the hustler's ambition will drive you. That's when you got to have that passion. That's going to drive you and motivate you to get out there day after day to try to create something, an enterprise that's going to grow, that will survive through generations and generations. I want my name and my enterprise to live on, like the Hunts, Ketchup, Del Monte, Vegetables, Nestle, and so on. I need that in my life because I am motivated and passionate about moving my decimal point to get my family in a better position. If I can't get my family in a better position, what good am I to anybody else? You know what I mean? And what good of a job that I do while I was here. I'm just not going to be here in this world with the life that God has given me and squander it off. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to learn who I am. Because if I don't know who I am, how can I get the best out of me? And so in order for me to get the best out of me, that's how I realized that I need God. That I need God to do what He intended to do in my life. And so I depend on the Holy Spirit to help me to discover who I am. I call on Him every day to guide me, direct me, aid me, and assist me. Listen, even to illuminate my path. I need help to what road and what corner to turn down. So that's why that's very important that I tune out all negativity and I'll pay attention who is speaking to me, because I don't want any garbage going inside of my spirit, because it's going to distort the transmission that I need to receive. So that's why it's very important for you to find some me time, that you get by yourself, turn the TV off, put the controller down from the video game, turn the radio off, and just do you. And once you learn how to do you, you'll start craving you each and every day, which most people run from themselves. Like I said, I've learned to embrace the things that I don't like. So I got rid of everything that I don't like, and the things that I don't like, now the things that I accomplished because I was running from it. Like I said, we're reading. You heard me say in the early stages of this taping that I didn't like to read, but I learned through reading and listening to my pastor. I had to invest in myself and start reading, because how could I learn how to be successful if I don't even put knowledge inside of me? How am I put knowledge inside of me? By reading. The Bible says faith comes by hearing, and hearing what? The Word of God. So that's even reading right there, you know. So these are some of the things that I'm giving away, nuggets that you could target of how you can start changing your life. Change your stinking thinking, and it would take you miles and miles in life down a road of success. Some roads that none of us never even thought about traveling and journeying down. We spend our time following our friends, our relatives down roads that has beaten us up and wore us out, and we never get to where we need to get to. But like I say, if you take your time, discover who you are, get closer to God, because that's our maker. If we spend time with our maker, that's how we're going to learn to be all that we could be. For example, say you had the money to buy any kind of car you want, and your money was able to afford to buy a Porsche, a Jaguar, a Lexus, a Maserati. You're interested in those cars because of the performance, the prestige that you would get behind it, and even the amount that it would cost, because you're a boss. But you will be after those cars because of what you know that it would do and who the maker is. But guess what? Guess who made us? God. God ain't made no junk. God made us to perform far more exceedingly abundantly what those cars could do. Only if you decide to get with your maker and discover who you are and pull out the gifts and the talents and use it for the good of the world. And so that's what we're going to be talking about and helping you guys to get to that level so that you could perform to maximum level. And each and every one of us have a level of maximum power that we could pull out. You know, in the Bible, Luke 10:19, it says in red letter, Jesus said He's given us the power. Giving us the power, but a lot of times we sit on the power. That power is not even being executed. We got the power to do whatever we need to do. And the power, first of all, to take dominion of your life and become more than what the world is allowing you to be. But that only comes when you learn how to quiet down your storm, sit down, like I said, get off the TV, the telephone, and all that other stuff, and spend time with yourself. And it's so important for you to do that, because while you're doing that, you're taking the time and you're controlling yourself. When you learn how to take control over your emotions and your feelings, remember, emotions and feelings was never meant to control us. We was meant to control our emotions, our feelings. That's when you start taking control, because now I am not going to spend time with watching TV, allowing that TV to create the feeling that it was want me to have. See, television is telling the wrong vision, but television was meant to tell a vision, to spread the gospel. That's what it's supposed to be meant for, but then the secular world came in with all kind of other stuff and telling us and putting junk inside of us, and then we want to try to duplicate that junk that the television is telling us, and that's what's causing all this stuff that's happening in the world. But if you learn to take control of your emotions and feelings and tame it, you could be a whole lot successful and more powerful than you are. But I took this time because I didn't want to be selfish. Like I told you before, I'm not a hoarder, I'm a distribution center. I want to disperse everything that God has given me, that I'm able to show the world something that's going to make them become a better person, because I got tired of driving down the street, seeing people in the position that they are seeing young males and females allowing their life to go down the drain like liquid, when we are much better than what the world is giving us and doing, which is that we have quality built inside of us. We owe it to our kids, to our grandkids, to our family and our friends. And I'm asking that we all come together and unite, and we uplift our friends and our families and our relatives, and so that we could help each other to become better than what we're being. And that's why I started this whole YouTube channel, because check this out. I own right now 5 companies, but those 5 companies that I own, none of them is my passion. This right here is my passion. Speaking to you guys, telling you guys something that's going to better yourself, and allowing y'all inside my world, and hopefully that you get comfortable in my world, that you allow me into your world, and that someday that we get to work one-on-one or as a group, speaking and trying to help motivate and bring out the talent that's in you guys, that I learned how to pull outside of me and my family. So I'm not going to keep y'all. I just wanted to drop a few nuggets on you guys, and I encourage you to keep viewing these tapings, go over them and study them, and take down some notes and use them in your life. Get a pen and a paper, or them smartphones that we talked about. Start putting down quality stuff in it. Something that you're going to carry, that you can deviate from, that you can add, subtract, and watch this, learn how to multiply. And get this down inside of you, and wherever you go, when you seeing stuff, hey, that may motivate you. Start figuring out what can you do each day that's going to better yourself. And remember, first of all, the first step is take time. Take time out for yourself. If you're on a job, you get a lunch break, you get 2 15-minute breaks a day, because they allow you to spend time with yourself, because you know why? They don't want you to break. They don't want you to go cuckoo, cuckoo, like my clock. But if you take the time and spend time with yourself and kind of relax and bring down your storm, you'll see you be ready for another 100,000 miles. And that's what we want to create, for you to take a licking and keep on ticking like a Timex. So I want to say thank y'all for viewing in. Be ready for next week. I got some more keys that I'm going to drop on y'all, so I hope y'all got a ring that's going to be big enough to start collecting these keys, because I'm going to give them out. And it's up to you to take those keys and unlock the door to your future. Peace, y'all. See y'all in about 5 to 7 days. God bless you.